Creation is finished. That's the good news. In the video, I'll explain how everything you want already exists. So, everything you can imagine is already created. And if you can imagine it, it exists in some form and on some plane of existence. So, if creation is finished, there's nothing to create. There's only choices to be made. And when you really begin to know this, when you know that there's nothing to create, there's only choices to be made, you realize that you get to choose. And when you think about it, everything you want already exists, your desires are already real. You don't have to create them, you don't even have to manifest them. It's already done. Your only job is to choose what you want to experience. And you choose in each moment through whatever you focus on. Now, this can be the hard part because most of us are terrible at directing our focus. And you've heard of monkey mind, and you know that our thoughts are always constantly going and we're always thinking and reacting. And I'm not going to tell you to try and focus your thoughts on the things that you desire. Now, you can do that, and that's one way to go about it. But sometimes when we focus on what we desire, there's resistance to that, and that then creates a blockage. So instead, you can try this. And what I suggest is rather than trying to focus and think about the things you want, rather than trying to think more, try to think less. Try to empty your mind. Because the reason why you want to empty your mind is if you have no thoughts that are for or against something, there is no push and pull. There is just openness. And when there is no resistance, then you are open to receiving. So this is where it gets fun because you need to have trust and faith in the universe because I mentioned earlier that you get to choose what you want, but what if you handed over that choice to the universe? What if you trusted the universe to choose for you only the highest and the best outcomes? And what if you knew that the universe knows better than your limited mind and it knows what you need? It knows better than yourself and it knows how to give you everything that you can't give to yourself because you've been resisting it. So empty your mind and hand over control. And when you begin to trust in this invisible power that created the universe, then you can let go completely. And in this openness, in this state of release and openness, you start to love life. You start to trust life. You start receiving the things that you wanted, and it happens effortlessly, not because you're focusing on them or trying to make it happen, but just because you're open to it. And you trust in the universe to support you, and you notice the synchronicities, and you stay open and aware, and you live in and through gratitude because you know that everything is available to you. Wouldn't that feel good to live that way instead of efforting to try and focus on the things you desire, instead of efforting to try and bring something about, just releasing the thoughts, releasing the efforting. And if you do this, if you're able to reside in that place of open awareness, you'll notice things shifting naturally and effortlessly. And if you want more guidance about how to live from this state, I'll leave a link to my course, Manifest from Oneness, below, and we can go into it in much more detail. But even start right now, just start letting go. Start letting go of the worries, of the thoughts, the fears. Start just letting them go and residing in that place of openness and just see what happens from there.